everyone, and welcome to a look into my Star Wars Legends Expanded Universe collection as of, when is this? January 2023. Now, as some of you may know, I am moving house here in the next couple, days/weeks. So I'm going to be packing up the entire collection and moving it to a new place. So this video is not going to be the most in-depth look at my collection. It's going to be more of a brief overview, and it's for me as much as for anyone else, so that I can remember what it was like when I had the setup here. Up here I have two Ewoks. They were my aunt and my father's. They got them through a cereal box promotion in the UK, and they represent, one of them represents an EU character. This is Willie, who is from the cartoon, and Nippet, who is from the movie. The Ewoks cartoon there, which is part of the EU. I have some framed comics up here from Tales of the Jedi, with some awesome art from Dave Dorman, of course. And then Republic with my favorite character, Quinlan Voss. I have some other stuff set up here. Some cards, some Black Series 6-inch figures, a Yoda book stand, a Volvif Mon action figure collectible token. This is a Darth Maul lightsaber that activates up there. Then on this shelf, you'll notice a couple things missing here because, I have some comics spread out here. And I have a pile of books and stuff under here, some magazines and other Star Wars magazines are under here, and then these comics here as well, which should be going up here. So that's accounts for the gap here. These are Bibles, which I use because there's a little indentation here. Since I like having my books at the front of the shelf, that means they'd be pressed in there and you couldn't see them. So I use these because they look nice to display the Star Wars books. But so I've got my comic shelf here. Of course, volumes 1 and 3 are elsewhere. These are pretty hard to come by, these Dawn of the Jedi ones here. I've got some Tales of the Jedi ones. So quite a few graphic novels here. A couple of them are unfortunately ex-libraries, but not complaining. This one's extremely hard to get. Tales of the Clone Wars 1. There's very few copies, and it's going to set you back a couple hundred to try to get that one. Last time I checked, at least. This is a rare one too. It's a hardcover of Legacy Volume 1 with Darth Talon on the cover. And then some omnibuses, some mini Clone Wars adventures, and then I've got my DVDs here. Now, I used to have this in complete chronological order. I know some bookshelves have it in complete chronological order with all the media mixed in, but I found that it took up too much space that way, so I had to divide it unfortunately, into categories. So I've got my DVDs here in a sort of chronological order. And then you get into video games. So these are some video games for Elite Frog console. I've got some other ones here. This limited run games one is really cool for KOTOR. Some really old CD-ROMs for PCs for these games here. Then I've got my adventure journals up here, which I absolutely cherish. These are so hard to come by, and these are just such awesome stories contained in here. I'm still looking for 11, 14, and 15. So just 3 to go before I've got them all. And then there's some Star Wars picture books back there as well. Moving along to here, it's my young readers novels, and I have most of them. Missing a couple still. And then up top I've got Book of Sith, and this book, which should go, this is number 3, so it should go in there. But there's not room for it right now, so I'll fix that whenever I get to a new setup. But, Jedi Apprentice, the Episode 1 Adventures. I'm missing, I think, 1 from the core story. To this, I'm missing 11. No, I'm missing 11 and 12. So I'll need to get those at some point. Jedi Quest, the Episode 2 Adventures, Boba Fett stuff. This is in chronological order, so these ones come after these ones. The Last of the Jedi, some of the adventures stuff. I have a long way to go with the missions. I have a couple more of these Rebel Force books, but with missions I have 18 more to go, so that's the most incomplete. Mostly complete Galaxy of Fear. I'm missing 2 currently. Jedi Prince, Junior Jedi Knights, and I have the 4th one elsewhere. I'm searching everywhere for the 6th one. Then my hardcover Young Readers novels here, with some great stuff in Legacy of the Jedi and Secrets of the Jedi, and of course the Jedi Quest hardcover. Then I've got some hardcover collections here, including this one that collects books 1 to 3 of the Junior Jedi Knights. The Jedi Prince, New Rebellion, and Crystal Star hardcovers. Then I've got my picture books, and I've got some Star Wars Touch Me books, the Episode 1 stuff here, which were Steps into Reading. I've got one of the Ewoks ones. I've got a couple more Ewoks ones elsewhere that aren't on this shelf. This is the Ewok Who Was Afraid with Wicket's brother Willie. Some TCW tie-in stuff. One of the first pieces of EU, The Mystery of the Rebellious Robot. Still looking for the Maverick Moon. Adventures in Colors and Shapes. And I've got some other stuff in here like the Ewok Adventure. Planet of the Hoojibs, and an adaptation of, I think it's Empire Strikes Back. No, it's an adaptation of the A New Hope, so not really essential. Han Solo's Rescue Mission. I have more picture books elsewhere. The Journal of Master Nostoral from the SWTOR Anniversary set, and then this is a special one. It's Skywalker's, the online-only novella, and I got that as a fan printing. Moving on down, and I'll make a quick pit stop over here. These posters are really hard to come by. They were given out at Celebration 5, and there's these 2 Clone Wars posters, one for the light side and one for the dark side, and they're just really awesome posters. They're pretty hard to come by too, these EU posters here that tied into this graphic novel up here. Okay, so where was I? I've got a couple Legends banners, unfortunately, still. Eventually, in a perfect world, I would have a full set of EU paperbacks without the banner and a full set with the banner, but that's going to take some time. So I've got almost all of these. I'm missing Annihilation and Revan currently, which I've been meaning to get those for a while in physical format. I'm sure you've seen most of these before. The Lando books, I've talked about it before. This is them in the UK edition of these. And, the Force Unleashed books, I got those. They would slot in around here, but obviously no room for them. Dropping down again and combing along. You'll notice the Truce at Bakura was absent here. I do have that, but I don't have it on these shelves. The Heart of the Jedi Amazon print. This is another Lulu print, the Dark Forces book trilogy. And just in paperback here. You know, I like paperback. I like reading in paperback. Young Jedi Knights, which is super cool. I wish I could have found these prints without the Jam logo so that it would be consistent and be Boulevard. But, you know, I'll deal with that eventually. This is interesting because the spine is a misprint. They really messed that up, and so it's kind of an interesting one. NJO, of course, is excellent. My favorite EU novel. Dark Nest, Legacy of the Force, Crosscurrent, and then flipping over down on here, we've got Riptide, Millennium Falcon, Fate of the Jedi, Crucible, the complete Star Wars encyclopedia. And I've got some of my source books here. panel to panel, some of the new Essential stuff, Fantasy Flight game stuff, some West End game stuff, which is really hard to come by, a printout of Boba Fett, A Practical Man, which is an ebook set before NJO. That's a fan printing. This really cool RPG magazine. I have a couple other foreign Star Wars RPG magazines not seen here. Character encyclopedias, Star Wars Annual 2009, which has EU material in it, which I talked about. I have one of Matt Wilkins' volumes here. I have a couple others elsewhere. I think there's 4 total. I have already started packing up some stuff, so have some stuff all around the house. This is an awesome book by Trevor Davey, which is a Star Wars timeline resource. Tag and Bink, the non-canon graphic novel. I've got a Lego Star Wars encyclopedia. I've got this, which most of this is collected in the newspaper comic strips Epic collection, but I got this here in its original black and white format. That's why it differs from the newspaper strips up there, which are in color. And then I've got my single issues. I've got some older ones, like this old Marvel one that's kind of beaten up. I've got a fair mix of them. Then some Insider mags, some Galaxy mags. This is Invasion of Theed, the Wizards of the Coast RPG. The box has been really crushed, unfortunately. I'm actually going to take that out right now. But the box has been crushed in a little bit. It was like that when I got it, but really unfortunate because this is really cool find here. This is quite an interesting scenario from Wizards of the Coast. Well, that wasn't good. Then I've got some VHS stuff in here for the original trilogy. I've got several sets here. And I've got a Star Wars pop-up book as well. Over here I have a different copy of Splinter of the Mind's Eye. It's, instead of the classic one, it's the original print. Well, I'm not sure if it's first edition, but it's one of the older ones. Then I've got the Lando Calrissian 3-in-1, the Tales paperbacks, Kate Skywalker's here, Clone Wars Gambit, Balance Point hardcover without the dust jacket, and some other graphic novels that I can't fit up on the shelf. So that's the collection so far. You know, I've got a long way to go. Got lots more that I want to collect. Oh, and I should mention I have some Legends banner extra copies of stuff like Unifying Force. I have some Legacy of the Force Legends banner copies. I have Legends banner copies of several of these elsewhere as well. But, you know, eventually I'd like to get, like, I'd like it to be less of a mishmash, if you know what I mean. Have full sets of Legends banners in without the Legends banners, which is a long-term goal for way later down the line when I have, you know, much more space and can display it all. But as you can see, I'm rapidly running out of space, having to stack some books on top of each other, make room on an extra little shelf here. So, you know, I'm very proud of it because I only started collecting like 3 years ago and never had a steady income, so I've just had to get deals where I can find it with spending money. So, you know, I'm proud of what I've been able to find so far, and it's just really, really cool to have assembled all of this so far. I've got a long way to go, got much more to track down and hunt down, but, you know, this is where it's at so far. So, I will definitely do another video like this when I have my new setup, when the setup's better. When I have more, there will be updates. But just wanted to do this video of my current setup here because, well, partly for me because you know, I'll like to remember how it was set up here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.